right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Steve's Guitars. We are coming to you live from Carbondale, Colorado. It's a smoky evening, something's burning, and it's not a good thing. But we have the solution to that. We have live music, which is always a good thing. Before we get started, we'd like to send some shout-outs. We'd like to thank our sponsors, PM Consulting Limited and Feldman Wirtz Law Firm up in Aspen. Their generous contributions afford us the ability to live stream, and we're grateful for that. We want to send a shout-out to First Bank, a shout-out to GrassRoots Community Network. They host our streams. They're the nation's first and oldest community access station, and they've been kind enough to take care of us for our live streaming as well. A shout out to the Standiford clan for having this amazing space. And of course, a shout out to those of you here and online for supporting live music. It's a beautiful thing to do. The artists absolutely appreciate the support, as do we. If nothing else, you may end up with a new tune stuck in your head, and that's a good thing too. Tonight we are happy to welcome back an artist from the Twin Cities who has been here before. We really enjoy his music. We hope you do too. Please welcome David Singley.
I never bought in to those old stories of monsters and demons in the night, of rocks of ages or wings of glory, or angels conjured up in flight. But I've seen movement in the shadows, and I've had nightmares in my sleep. Oh, I've made wrinkled piles of bedclothes as phantoms fought my slumber deep. My friend experiences taught me, no matter what I'm going through, there'll always be a new day dawns on the horizon. New day dawns into the canyon. Day dawns all through the valley, carrying on its wings the hope and the faith and the promise of a new day. I watch those weeds come up in springtime. Those seeds were planted long ago. Well, not so much planted, they were wind blown by the heartless trade winds of sorrow. I pull them right up by their roots now. Oh, whenever they appear, but they return each time my head turns to catch my hold on coming fear. By now I've lived through countless summers, so I know just what I should do. I'll wait until the new day I watch those angels, winged dancers, flailing on the heads of pins, which brings more questions there than answers. Thrust into the cosmic din. But here at home I'm finding solace, maybe just a hint of grace, allowed to sip from the golden chalice. Each time I gaze upon your face, but I'll need habitual reminders, so I know just which way to go. I'll turn and face the new day dawns on the horizon. New day dawns into the canyon. New day dawns all through the valley, carrying on its wings the hope and the faith and the promise of a new day. Thank you. My name is David Singley. I hail from St. Paul, Minnesota. My elevator speech is, you've never heard of me, but you've heard me. After a 40-plus year career as a professional guitarist, a few years back, I decided to become a singer-songwriter. But before I was a singer-songwriter, I was just a guitar player for hire. I toured a bit, played in all kinds of different bands. I was a jazz musician. I played in the studio, did a lot of musical theater. There was a period of time back in the 90s where Minneapolis was kind of an it city for Broadway producers to bring their shows and get them ready for Broadway. So I did a lot of that kind of work. A couple of years ago, I was playing a house concert, and a lady in the audience got quite excited to hear that I was a former studio musician, and she wanted to know what records I'd played on. That was when I realized I had to explain to people that, no, most of my studio work was playing television commercials. So I told her about some of the commercials that I played that she may have listened to. She surprisingly wasn't really that impressed. But people don't realize what it was a pretty good gig back in the day. So now I write songs, and I make records, and I drive around the United States and play in places like Steve's Guitars, church basement folk music coffee houses, and house concerts. And yeah, that's what I do. So what you're going to hear tonight is a bunch of the originals that I've written in the last half a dozen or so years. Each morning I wake up to the sound of a Jenny Wren. Morning Jenny flickers across the sky with the light of the summer sun. That is when he announces loud to the world he is the happiest he's ever been. Warbling out to the world, I love you, Jenny Wren. Today I watched her work in her garden without a care. Morning Jenny, flowers bloomed and butterflies danced around her there. Every penny I own I would give up to spend eternity in her arms as I sing to the world, I love you, Jenny Wren. This next song is probably as close as I've gotten to having a hit in the last few years. I have 2 records out in my short career here as a singer-songwriter. There's a couple of instrumental, I guess you could call them jazz records, out there in the world somewhere under my name. But in my singer-songwriter career, I have 2 records out, 2 albums. And the most recent one came out spring of 24. And this was one of the singles off of that album. The video accompanying this song has over 400,000 streams on YouTube. I'll buy you a box of crackers. Nothing to put on them, but just, This is called Cartoon Heart. Well, Tom and Jerry chased each other around the house, it's true, and got into the types of mischief that cats and mice will do. But one day a lady cat would slip on down that cartoon slide, and Tom's old heart, it beat so hard you could see it through his hide. I got a cartoon heart, a cartoon heart, a cartoon heart for you. My heart is jumping out of my chest and my eyes are heart-shaped too. I've searched the whole world over and no one else will do. Got a cartoon heart, a cartoon heart, a cartoon heart for you. I may not be a famous cartoon character of the screen, but you have got the bluest eyes this poor boy's ever seen. And when you turn and look my way, I'm a-telling you it's true. My heart jumps out of my chest just like those cartoon hearts would do. I got a cartoon heart, a cartoon heart, a cartoon heart for you. My heart is jumping out of my chest and my eyes are heart-shaped too. I've searched the whole world over and no one else will do. Got a cartoon heart, a cartoon heart, a cartoon heart for you. Sit right here beside me, let me tell you what I'll do. I'll joke around like a cartoon clown so that you'll never be blue. And when you look into my big brown eyes, well, I can't wait to see that you have got a cartoon heart up thumping just for me. I got a cartoon heart, a cartoon heart, a cartoon heart for you. My heart is jumping out of my chest and my eyes are heart-shaped too. I've searched the whole world over and no one else will do. Got a cartoon heart, a cartoon heart, a cartoon heart for you. A cartoon heart, a cartoon heart, a cartoon heart for you. Thank you. Just a tad less of the guitar in the You're like a porcupine. You shoot me with your quills. You're like a porcupine. You shoot me with your quills. You're climbing up my apple tree. Long gone when you had your fill. You're cute and cuddly, baby, looking for a warm place to nest. You're cute and cuddly, baby, looking for a warm place to nest. But if I get too close to you, baby, you'll bleed me out like all the rest. You say you love me, baby, then you leave me far behind. You say you love me, baby, then you leave me far behind. But if I have to let you walk away, you know I'd rather just go blind. Oh no. People ask me all the time, they say, Dave, it's what people call me when they're going to say something important to me. Dave, how comes your 12-string guitar doesn't have 12 strings on it? This seems to be quite concerning to some members of the audience some nights. I tell them, well, there's not much you really need to know about it. 2 facts, really, and the rest you can just leave to your imagination. 1, 12-string guitars are notoriously out of tune. Doesn't matter, you tune it, as soon as you start playing it, some of the strings just get knocked out of tune. You go through this process over and over again. It's really a drag. They're just finicky. They just don't stay in tune. So that's fact number 1. Fact number 2 is, how do I put this? I own a pair of wire cutters. And I just, would snip a string if it offended me, and I'd start playing some more, and I'd find another one that would offend me. And this went on until I had snipped 4 strings off, and now it's an 8-string guitar, and that's why it's an 8-string guitar. Oh, that's a good question. In case you didn't hear it on the live stream, Ralph asked me if I did that straight out or if maybe I played it first for a while. I played it. Yeah, I tried playing it as a straight up 12-string. And actually the song that did it was the song that I opened with, New Day Dawns. And it's got these low note sort of drones going throughout it. And that's what it's supposed to be, is just that low note. Well, on a 12-string, each note has a pair, and one of those notes, at least on the lower strings, is an octave pair. So you get that note, and then you also get another note an octave higher than that. And I just didn't want that, number 1. And number 2, it was always out of tune, no matter what I did. So that was the first one. And for a minute, I kind of do remember being satisfied with that. But then as time went on, I realized, well, some of these other strings are out of tune too. So I think I tried clipping off the octave of the 5th string, and that was better, but it still wasn't good enough, and so on and so forth. So it's just amusing to me because I think people think there's going to be some sort of either like scientific or mystical
reason why it ended up as 8 strings. Like, I don't know, is there something biblical about 8? No, not really. There's 9, yeah, 12s, 7s, 3s. I don't know if there's anything mystical about 8. The 8 ball, crazy 8. Anyway, it's none of that. All that having been said, let's see if this plays in tune.
Carry a pail of water from a stream. Carry a blazing heart into a dream. Put out the flames. Put out the flames. Carry a folded note inside your pocket so you can read it later on. When all is gone, follow a butterfly into the net. Follow the things that haven't happened yet. Carry the wind, carry the wind. Follow the pollen trail from bee to stamen so you can use it later on to make honey from. Listen to clouds that burst into your meadow. Listen to autumn's fields as they lie fallow. Follow a dream, follow a dream. Listen to what your heart is trying to tell you in a voice only you would know. Only you would know. Listen to what your voice is trying to tell you in a voice only you would know. Only you would know.
right at the end there in the middle of a phrase, whatever singer dreads, a little taco flashback. I found tacos for dinner. They were excellent. But those raw onions, a couple hours later, when you're trying to sing. How about right here where he's trying to hold this note? Yeah, that'll be good. Well, I played this song at sound check. I asked Ralph his opinion and stance on an artist playing a cover tune or two. And he said, that's fine, as long as you give credit where credit's due. And I said, yeah, I think we can do that. And he seemed to like it, so I think I have to play it. This is an excellent description or explanation for the way I handle, and I don't do this much anymore. I did this a bunch last year. Another taco flashback. And I quickly got burnt out on playing bars and brew pubs and places where people are imbibing. Not that I have anything against imbibing. I've done my share. But along with the imbibing comes a lot of talking and laughing and just generally not listening to the music. Although ironically, in that situation, those same people are adamant that I play their favorite song so that they have something that they know to ignore. So all of which is to say, even last year when I was playing these type of musical engagements, often when it came time to play a cover, this is the type of thing I would play. I can see very well there's a boat on the reef with a broken back, and I can see it very well. There's a joke, and I know it very well. It's one of those that I told you long ago. Take my word, I'm a madman, don't you know? Once a fool had a good part in the play. If it's so, would I still be here today? It's quite peculiar in a funny sort of way. They think it's very funny, everything I say. Well, get a load of him, he's so insane. You better get your coat, dear. It looks like a rain. Well, come again next Thursday afternoon. The in-laws hope they'll see you very soon. But is it in your conscience that you're after? Another glimpse of the madman across the water.
I can see very well. There's a boat on the reef with a broken back, and I can see it very well. There's a joke, and I know it very well. It's one of those that I told you long ago. Take my word, I'm a madman, don't you know? The ground's a long way down, but I need more. Is the nightmare black or are the windows painted? Will they come again next week? Can my mind really take it? Will come again next Thursday afternoon. The in-laws hope they'll see you very soon. Is it in your conscience that you're after? Not the glimpse of a madman across the water.
Little Elton John and Bernie Taupin. Dick James Music were the publishers of that for the YouTube bots. That was way back in the day. I'm sure the rights to that song have been bought and sold a few times. Knowing him? Yes, actually, that's a good point. A lot of songs have a story. This song probably has a story, but I have no idea what it is, because it's just one of those songs in a songwriter's life that just comes to you. You dutifully transcribe it from the vibrations of the universe, and then you look at and listen to what you have and say, where in the heck did that come from? And this is one of those songs. I was very happy to be the recipient of this, but to this day, I have no idea where it came from. This is called Paradise.
Well, we landed on these sacred shores so many years ago, and our vessels filled with hopes and dreams we packed inside the hold. When we wandered through this wilderness with bounty to behold, we called it paradise. They were ancient people accustomed to their culture and their ways. They had loved the land for centuries and thanked their God each day. They owned nothing but the earth and sky, had nothing more to say than this is paradise. How many lifetimes waiting for this promised land to come? How many souls must perish in this war that's never done? How many ways are there to say that all men are as one? Equal measure, heartless fools and mystics wise. Different people come from different lands with very different names. Teach their children different values, teach their children different games. Some will even teach them hate for those who aren't the same as we, who live in paradise. How many seasons pass us by while we're lost in the rough? How many eons till the brave man says he's had enough? How many roads must a man walk down to prove he's tough? And will we have sufficient ears to hear his cries? Look into my eyes and see I only long to be your friend, with a heart that's filled with gladness, with a world without an end. Let us walk into the golden sunset, ever to be free and live in paradise.
Thank you. What's that? Good. Got one more after that. As long as the hydrogen and oxygen molecules are drank in the correct proportions, we're safe. That's the mistake a lot of people make, and they end up with helium. Little science joke for all the science nerds out there. All right, look out.
Spirit sun, sister moon, crossing high above the land. Fog pressing on the valley like fingers from an ancient hand. Morning mist, angels kissed, rising to the highest peaks. Streaks of light burning off the night, illuminating all she seeks. Mountain high, mountain high. Mountain high, mountain high. In the heights, soaring sights, riding on the thermal wave. His screeches echo through the valley like spirits rising from the grave. Feathers frown, swooping down, his target locked in his sights. Aerial trance, they perform their dance like some aviary ancient rite. Mountain high, mountain high, mountain high, mountain high. original sin, a solitary point of view, straining to see an outlook that very few people do. Standing tall against it all, facing the fire and rain that will lash his skin again and again till only his soul remains. Mountain high, 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 oh mountain high.
Between Carbondale, Colorado being at 6,100 feet and all the smoke that's in the air and soot, Ralph said, what was it? You had a piece of ash land on his forearm as he was coming in this afternoon. Goodness gracious. Between all of that, my vocal cords feel like they'd like to have a word with me. They'd like to speak with the manager. They don't realize that this is the manager's idea. Just gonna have to suck it up. Oh, actually, before I start that song, I wanted to say about the last song, Mountain High. I wrote that song several years ago, recorded it on the first record, recorded it as a rock tune. That's just how I heard it in my head. Years of playing it just on acoustic guitar, and I've had the occasional audience member say this to me. Have you ever considered re-recording that song as a bluegrass song? Well, it's going to happen next month. I have a recording session booked in Minneapolis with a very fine bluegrass band from the Twin Cities called the High 48s. And we're going to take that song and speed it up and turn it into a bluegrass song. So I'm really excited about that. So it'll be sort of a revised version of that song that'll occur on the next album, due to be out sometime early next year. All right, here's another one. A blues song about working really hard and not getting anything accomplished, a fate of which we can all relate to occasionally.
I've been working all morning, but I haven't done a single thing. I've been working all morning, but I haven't done a single thing. By the time I get home, I hope I make it for the dinner bell ring. I've been fishing all day, but I haven't had a single bite. I've been fishing all day, but I haven't had a single bite. Them fish don't get busy, gonna go to bed hungry tonight. Now you might think it's funny. I mean, what's a man like me supposed to do? To put some food on the table, try to rhyme orange with blue. Tell me what's a boy to do? I've been playing all evening, but I haven't wrote a single song. I've been playing all evening, but I haven't wrote a single song. If it wasn't for them nightmares, think I stayed awake all night long. Now you might think it's funny. I mean, what's a man like me supposed to do? Supposed to do? To put some food on the table, try to rhyme orange with blue. Tell me what's a boy to do? I've been working all morning, but I haven't done a single thing. I've been working all morning, but I haven't done a single thing. By the time I get home, I hope I make it for the dinner bell ring.
Thank you. Let's see here. Oh, I really want to play this next one, but I have to literally retune my 12 string or 8 string. So let's take a second to do that. Just in time to watch me and listen to me retune my 8-string guitar. I have the number of a really good therapist. Not casting any judgment. This next song, I just wrote this in October, I think it was. Oh yes, that's right, it's come back to me. It was late October. It was a week before the election. Uh-oh. I'm just saying, it was a week before the election. I was out in New Hampshire, countryside, and my father-in-law's this little retreat he has in southwestern New Hampshire. And the first full day I was there, going for what was supposed to be a leisurely stroll down this country road, single-lane dirt road. And it was anything but, because I just had a lot on my mind. And I remember, the leaves are falling, the wind is blowing, the chipmunks are scurrying around. It's a beautiful day. I should really be enjoying this, but I was just aware that just all of the gunk I had on my mind. And so this phrase just came to me, take it away. And so that kind of became my mantra, and I think the next day I decided, you know, that's a song. And eventually it became a song, and here it is. It has been recorded. That recording is waiting for a bunch of its friends to be recorded so they can be put on an album probably sometime early next year. So this is called Take It Away.
Oh, I came out to the forest to lay my burden down. Between the rocks and trees and sunbeams, leaves scattered on the ground. I brought my anger and frustrations, brought my fears and worries too. Groans, cries, shouts, gesticulations, and threw them towards the sky to you. Take it away, take it away, take it away, take it away. The wind mocked me with its laughter, ankles twisted in the ruts. Blue jay taunted me with harsh tones, chipmunk said I must be nuts. I thought, oh great, now I hear voices in the air and in the leaves. They help me through life's many choices. My frustrated breath it heaves. Take it away, take it away, take it away, take it away. Look at all that I have given, all the beauty I have made. Everything you ever needed, over field, hill, and glade. Oh, I've grown tired of watching you all spoil the legacy I left. Maybe life has made its last call. Time to settle up your debt and take it away. 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 Take it away.
Thank you. By the way, a little guitar show and tell. Again, this was a 12-string. It's now an 8-string. All you need to know about that is 12-string guitars are notoriously finicky when it comes to intonation. They don't want to stay in tune. And I own a pair of wire cutters. And I think you can imagine the rest. This string offends me. This string offends me. Ah, now it's better. Yeah, I've had people ask me, I think they thought there was going to be some sort of mysterious, mystical, you know, the signs of the universe, the signs of the zodiac, or whatever. How did you end up with 8? Well, I had a seance, and we burnt some sage. I just snipped until it sounded better. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. All right, this next song, I have, by the way, my name is David Singley. I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota. The folks out there in the interwebs already know that, but the folks here live in person in Carbondale, Colorado didn't know that. I'm a singer-songwriter. I've been a professional guitar player my whole life. I'm sort of kind of retired from that, sort of kind of. Some years, 4 or 5 years ago, I just decided, you know what, before it's too late and I'm too old to go out and do this, I'm just going to write some songs and record them and travel all around the country and do them. So that's what I do now. There you go. What was I going to tell you? Oh, so the first record comes out, and it's getting reviewed by the music press, which is always lovely because they tell you who you are and what you are. And the first thing they told me is I'm an Americana artist. I had no idea what that meant. I still don't really know what that means. But I think I'm dressed incorrectly. My hair is way too long. Probably too gray, too. I don't have a handlebar mustache. I don't look like I just stepped out of a Civil War era daguerreotype. Yeah, and you know, if I were a woman, I'd look great in a flower print dress, but you know, there's a lot of ifs there. All right, so anyway, so I find out I'm an Americana artist, and I think, well, that means I got to go out and write an Americana song, I think. So this was my attempt at writing an Americana song. You can tell me whether I failed or accomplished the task, whatever that may be. Here we go.
Some knots need to be strengthened. Some strings seem to need a little slack. Some distances demand to be lengthened, but I can't find my way back. I laid a trail of breadcrumbs as I parted, left mementos hidden in the stack to remind me of the place from which I started, but I can't find my way back. I called you up last Tuesday, saying I'd be home real soon, but you didn't get my message, and you cannot see the moon that I see. It was cloudy through Missouri, and it snowed in Fond du Lac. I guess the spring ain't in a hurry, and I can't find my way back.
Boy, there's a great fiddle solo on the record. He's too expensive to take with me.
I woke up last night sweating, dreamt that I was all alone, but by day I was forgetting. I said I'd call you on the phone, but now I see that some nights need constant retightening. Some strings need a guide to stay on track. You can tell the distance by the thunder and the lightning, but I can't find my way back. No, I can't find my way back. No, I can't find my way back.
Thank you. There you go. A song about strings and knots. People have asked me, Dave, they say, my name's Dave. What the hell is that song about exactly? And I've come to realize in the life of a songwriter, once in a while you get lucky enough to come up with a phrase or a couplet or a line that's just like, where did that come from? And the end of the last verse of that song has one of those lines. So I've decided that the song is just nonsense, but it's just there to hold a place until we get to that line. You can tell the distance by the thunder and the lightning. Because that's a great line, and so it doesn't really even matter what the song is about. All right. Well, you know, my filmmaker friend, I'm glad you brought that up. I am lucky enough to have a friend who is a fabulous documentary filmmaker, and he's worked in the music industry too, doing a lot of music videos, but a lot of concert stuff for a couple of record producers from Minneapolis that you may have heard of before. What's their names? Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam? Yeah. They produced records for people like, I don't know, Janet Jackson and, yeah. Anyway, so Joe Brandmeier is his name. He's from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And when he heard this song, he's like, oh, you put that in there for me. I said, Joe, I didn't know you were from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Literally, the song is called Can't Find My Way Back, which meant I needed a lot of words that rhyme with back. And so I was looking for the name of a Midwestern town that rhymed with back. And I literally looked at the map. You know, Iowa? No. Minnesota? No. Illinois? You know, Wisconsin? Oh, well, yeah, there's Manitowoc, there's Oconomowoc, there's some really good, you know, yeah, so, but I was like, Fond du Lac, Fond du Lac, Fond du Lac, Fond du Lac, why, yeah, that'll work, all right, great. Again, there's no seance, there's no burning sage, it's just whatever works. Well, let me tell you a little story about this guitar I'm holding, which will lead into this song that I will sing here in just a second, which has not been released yet. When did I write this? I wrote this in October, probably about the same time I wrote Take It Away, I think. But this guitar came into my possession last late May, early June, as guitar players are wont to do when they're on the road and we have some spare time. Used to be I would look in the phone book, now I just look on the interwebs and find myself a guitar store. That's what we do. And for every, 1,000 times you walk into a guitar store and you don't find anything, every once in a while you find something. Well, this was the spring, Dayton, Ohio. The guitar store was called Eric's Guitars. And I walked into Eric's Guitars late on a Tuesday morning, and literally it was about maybe half again the size of this room, and it had quite a interesting collection of guitar-shaped objects. And literally the first thing that crossed my mind as I walked past the threshold was, well, this won't take long. But I get to the back of the store, and there's this guitar that I'm holding hanging on the wall. Well, what have we here? 60s Gibson, maybe? Sit down on a stool, and like any good guitar player would, especially for an acoustic guitar, the first thing you play is an open G chord. Now, I'm sorry that I can't, well, there's a few enough of you that we could probably pass this guitar around, and I could teach you a G chord if you don't know it, and you could experience what I'm experiencing, which is that low G is vibrating in my solar plexus. Yeah, so I'm sitting there in Eric's Guitars going, oh, Lord, I've played this chord for 52 years, and I'd never felt that before. So I fall in love with this guitar. I played it for literally an hour and a half. At some point, Eric comes over and talks to me. I said, well, I'm buying the guitar. The problem is I'm in week 2 of an 8-week tour. I travel with 4 guitars. I don't need 5 in my car, so I don't really want to buy it today. But I'm going out east, and I'm coming back like in about 5.5 weeks. And he laughed and said, it's been sitting here for 2 years. Nobody's got any money in Dayton, Ohio. I said, oh, okay, so it'll be here when I get back. So long story short, it was when I came back. But he said, it's got a story. I said, dude, this guitar does not need a story. I've owned some vintage guitars in my day, and some of them were good, and some of them were not good. And this is a 1964 Gibson J50. He said, well, let me go get the case. So he gets the case, and he pulls out a sheet of paper that's got a photocopy of an old photo on it. And it's of a young woman, obviously holding this guitar. She's kind of dressed up. She's wearing a blouse and a skirt. She's got a sash across her torso that says, Miss Woodbridge. I said, Eric, what am I looking at? Just cut to the punchline. What is this? He said, well, it's summer 1965, and that there's Emmylou Harris. And I said, get out of here. He said, well, the guy that's consigning this guitar, they went to school together. They were classmates. They were buddies. They were on the debate team together. They played in concert band together. I think Emmy played French horn or something like that. So his parents had bought him this guitar as a Christmas present in '64. Now it's '65. She's entering this local beauty pageant, and of course she's going to sing for the talent portion of the show, of course. But I don't know what she had for a guitar, but she had a friend who had a nice new Gibson guitar, so she asked him if she could borrow it, and he said, of course. And of course, the best part of the story is at age 18. Can you imagine? He said, I got to get a picture of this. Nobody's ever going to believe me someday. So now I own the picture, and I own the guitar. I'm still trying to get in touch. I've been in touch with Emmy's people, but they're kind of giving me the cold shoulder. So. But I just thought, oh, well, actually, so that's kind of the song. That's the feel of the song. This guitar has done a couple of things to me that I never would have expected. As a lifelong guitar player, professional guitar player, my guitars live in their cases. I don't display my guitars at home. I just don't do that. Also, I don't name my guitars. I think that's just really hokey. I don't know. So now this guitar lives on a guitar stand in the corner of the living room, right? Yeah, Ralph is nodding his head because every time I walk through the living room, I got enough time to sit down for a minute and do this and relive that moment. Oh, yeah. Of course I do. And my wife, Jenny, is kind enough to help me load up the car when I'm going on tour. I have 4 guitars. And so she's like, well, let's see, which one should I grab? Oh, I'll take the 12-string and Emmy Lou. I know what she means, right? What's wrong with that? So this guitar has a name. So 2 things I never thought I would do is display a guitar in my home and name the damn thing too. But I really didn't have any choice. It must be special or something. If I didn't believe in mojo before, this guitar's got some mojo in it. So I figured I gotta write a song for this guitar. I just gotta. So I did, and it's funny, one of the first times I sang it for Jenny, my wife, she just pointed out some of the lines, and she's like, man, this is really sexist. And I said, honey, it's not about a woman. It's about a guitar whose name is Emmy Lou. Yes, if it was about a woman, I probably would rip it up and throw it away, but it's not. It's about the guitar. All right, that's enough of that. So here's Emmy Lou. Senior prom, 1965. I found you in a parking lot in Texas. Seemed like you were looking for a home. Felt your heart grow through my solar plexus. Rang my ears just like my grandma's phone. Emmy Lou, won't you tell me where you're going to? Here I ain't got nothing better to do than wait for you to change your mind. Emmy Lou, won't you give me just a month or 2? Won't have to twist my arm to marry you, and everything will work out fine. I brought her home and stood her in the corner so I could pick her up each time I wandered by. Strum a chord or 2 upon her heartstrings. Those dulcet tones could make a grown man cry. Emmy Lou, won't you tell me where you're going to? Here I ain't got nothing better to do than wait for you to change your mind. Emmy Lou, won't you give me just a month or 2? Won't have to twist my arm to marry you, and everything will work out fine. So now she's on the road with me forever. I show her off every chance I get. I'm so glad we'll always be together. Oh, looky here, you ain't seen nothing yet. Emmy Lou, won't you tell me where you're going to? Here I ain't got nothing better to do than wait for you to change your mind. Oh, Emmy Lou, won't you give me just a month or 2? Won't have to twist my arm to marry you, and everything will work out fine. Oh, Emmy Lou, won't you tell me where you're going to? Here I ain't got nothing better to do than wait for you to change your mind. Emmy Lou,
won't you give me just a month or two? Won't have to twist my arm to marry you, and everything will work out fine. Thank you. No looper pedal or, drum machine necessary. And I did want to point out, I'm sure you, because I told you the story, right? I bought it in Dayton, Ohio. What the hell rhymes with Ohio? Never mind the fact that in the first verse I came up with the brilliant line of, I felt your heart go through my solar plexus. Ohio, plexus, yeah, no. Okay, I found this guitar in Texas. Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, I found it in Texas. Just makes a better song. It's not true. It just makes a better song. All right, what time have we got here, Ralph? When do we have to close this place down? A couple more songs. How's that? Two more. All right, two more songs. It's fine for the moment. There's a big long drum solo in this next song. Hey, now wait a minute. There's no drummer up here. Just saying that to see if you're paying attention. I am a teasing person. My father was that way. He would tease you. All right, well, since I've got this guitar on me and I'm in love with this guitar, I'll play another song on this guitar. So I do most of my writing, as I mentioned, in New Hampshire. It's just a really great place to go on sort of a retreat. A couple of winters ago, 1 week before Christmas, I had all my Christmas gigs done, and I realized I had 5 days before Christmas with nothing to do. And I had sort of a hankering to do some writing. And so I found an Airbnb up on the shore of Lake Superior, outside of a little town called Grand Marais, Minnesota. And I did a little bit of writing there that week that I was up there, and this is one of those songs I came up with. This too has already been recorded and will be on that upcoming record to be released sometime probably in the spring of 26. This song just has to do with me wondering why the heck I have to go clear or far away from home and get away from everybody to write songs. I don't have to, but it seems to work best when I do. So, and by the title of this song, you know when I wrote it. This is called The Longest Night of the Year. It was just before Christmas, the year was all but gone. I headed up north, hoped I'd find me a song about peace on earth, and joy and love in a midnight clear. But what did I think would find me here on the longest night of the year? The big lake is quiet, the wind it is still. The mist rises from the water and the air brings a chill. The horizon line it hides behind the clouds that are colored the same as the water near. It reminds me all that remains unseen on the longest night of the year. I had to get away from the drudgery of life, make room for my muse, for she is jealous of my wife. So I escaped the city's orange skies for a dusk of a darker hue, only to find me a prisoner of the longest night without you. So what do I have to run from, and what is there that's so bad to make me up and leave the greatest love I've ever had? Oh, once the snow's behind me, there'll be tidings of great cheer as I boomerang on back to you on the longest night of the year. As I find my way back to you on the longest night of the year.
Thank you. All right, Ralph, it's time for the encore guitar. Especially when I do house concerts, you know, and it's very, well, this is pretty intimate, but everybody's kind of right up on me. They see this guitar, and all night, when are you going to play the resonator? We want to hear that resonator. So I've taken to telling people, oh, that's my encore guitar, because it serves two purposes, right? Lets them know, yeah, I'm going to play it, I'm going to play it, I'm going to play it last. And using that magic word, encore, also solves that, you know, mystery. Is he going to play an encore? Yes. We're just going to call it an encore. Whether it is or not, that's entirely beside the point. All right, so at any rate, I have CDs and merch for sale. Please don't just you don't have a CD player anyway, do you? See? I don't have a CD player. And t-shirts? Yeah, anyway, it's just what you're supposed to do in the year 2025. And I went along and said, okay. I don't need the money. I just want to connect with people through my music. But my music is online. It's on all the streaming platforms. And as I said, I'm lucky enough to have a really great filmmaker friend who's made 8 or 9 just really, really good music videos. It's a pleasure to tell people to go check those out, just because, yeah, if you like the music, that's great, but you'll love the videos because he does really nice work. All right, so this actually was written on the same trip as that last tune. So this was written in Minnesota in December of 22. And a little bit before this, I guess, I had received some other CD reviews, and one of them referred to me. I liked this one. This sounds dangerous. They said, oh, he's alt folk. Ooh, yeah. I really don't know what that one means, but I like it. Yeah, alt folk. The bad boy of folk music. You know, he doesn't abide by the rules. But it got me to thinking, there's a lot of rich traditions in folk music, and one of them, crazy as this sounds, is present in all folk musics around the world. Doesn't matter what country, what culture. They have a type of composition called, what we in English call, the murder ballad. And I suddenly realized that one day when I was up there in Minnesota, or in Grand Marais, and it was 10 below and 2 feet of snow on the ground and nothing to do but play guitar and write songs. I thought, oh, I got to write me one of them there murder ballads. That's what I got to do. So I get done with this song, and I creeped myself out, which is a good sign. But then I thought, oh, you know what this song needs? It needs a resonator guitar. That's what it needs. Yeah. So I went home, and then after the holidays, we have a really great vintage guitar store in St. Paul called Willie's. And I went to Willie's, and they had this hanging on the wall, and I picked it up and played it for a minute and said, yep, that's the one. Another typical guitar player thing. Just buy a guitar for one song. But I'm sure there will be more coming. So at any rate, the more, exactly. More inspiration. Definitely some of these guitars have inspired some of the songs that I've written. So this is a murder ballad, but it's really more of a murder mystery. We're not really sure exactly what happened, and it's definitely a did he or didn't he? And I leave it up to you. After hearing this song, you can decide whether you think he did or not. I ain't telling, because I don't really know either. I purposely wrote the song so it's vague enough that you can go this way with it, or you can go that way. So it's up to you. This is called Don't Worry About Mama No More. Daddy took us fishing, never got a bite. We got home, Mama's gone, look for her all night. Sheriff came out asking questions we don't know. Where she went, when she left, no one seemed to know. Daddy sure was quiet, he made us scrambled eggs. We got ready to go to bed while he sat and scratched his legs. I sat on the porch swing while Daddy cleaned his gun. He said he'd been out hunting, but he didn't have no fun. I went to the kitchen to make some lemonade. I came back, his chair still rocking while he'd wandered off in the shade. I'd ask him what he's doing, just a staring off in space. He said, just mind your manners, boy, with a strange look on his face. Summer turned to autumn, and winter turned to spring. But as to Mama's whereabouts, well, we never knew a thing. One day I thought I saw her, I was walking home from school, but I lost sight of her on the edge of town, out by the swimming pool. Told the old man over supper what I thought I'd seen before. But he lowered his eyes and said to me, don't worry about Mama no more. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Ralph, thanks for having me. Steve's Guitars, Carbondale, Colorado. Good night.